Welcome everybody, this is Alan with Daily Armor of God. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you're all doing well. This is the Old Testament in 88 days, and we're on day 20. We'll be starting Deuteronomy, and we will be reading Deuteronomy 1 through 10. So, lots to get through today. Actually, the next 3 days we're going to be reading about 10 to 11 chapters, give or take. So, let's get started here in Deuteronomy 1:1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel on this side Jordan in the wilderness, in the plain over against the Red Sea, between Paran and Tophel and Laban and Hazeroth and Dizhab. There are 11 days' journey from Horeb by the way of Mount Seir unto Kadesh Barnea. And it came to pass in the 40th year, in the 11th month, on the first day of the month, that Moses spake unto the children of Israel, according unto all that Yahweh had given him in commandment unto them. After he had slain Sihon the king of the Amorites, which dwelt in Heshbon, and Og the king of Bashan, which dwelt at Ashtaroth in Edrei. On this side Jordan, in the land of Moab, began Moses to declare this law, saying, Yahweh, our Elohim, spake unto us in Horeb, saying, Ye have dwelt long enough in this mount. Turn you and take your journey, and go to the mount of the Amorites, and unto all the places nigh thereunto, in the plain, in the hills, and in the vale, and in the south and by the seaside, to the land of the Canaanites, and unto Lebanon, unto the great river, the river Euphrates. Behold, I have set the land before you. Go in and possess the land which Yahweh sware unto your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give unto them and to their seed after them. And I spake unto you at that time, saying, I am not able to bear you myself alone. Yahweh your Elohim hath multiplied you, and behold, ye are this day as the stars of heaven for multitude. Yahweh, Elohim of your fathers, make you 1,000 times so many more as ye are, and bless you, as he hath promised you. How can I myself alone bear your cumbrance, and your burden, and your strife? Take ye wise men in understanding, and know among your tribes, and I will make them rulers over you. And ye answered me, and said, The thing which thou hast spoken is good for us to do. So I took the chief of your tribes, wise men and known, and made them heads over you, captains over thousands, and captains over hundreds, and captains over 50s, and captains over 10s, and officers among your tribes. And I charged your judges at that time, saying, Hear the causes between your brethren, and judge righteously between every man and his brother, and the stranger that is with him. Ye shall not respect persons in judgment, but ye shall hear the small as well as the great. Ye shall not be afraid of the face of man, for the judgment is Elohim's, and the cause that is too great, too hard for you. Bring it unto me, and I will hear it. And I commanded you at that time all the things which ye should do. Now when we departed from Horeb, we went through all that great and terrible wilderness, which ye saw by the way of the mountain of the Amorites, as Yahweh our Elohim commanded us, as we came to Kadesh Barnea. And I said unto you, Ye are come unto the mountain of the Amorites, which Yahweh our Elohim doth give unto us. Behold, Yahweh thy Elohim hath set the land before thee. Go up and possess it, as Yahweh Elohim of thy fathers hath said unto thee. Fear not, neither be discouraged. And ye came near unto me every one of you, and said, We will send men before us, and they shall search out the land, and bring us word again by what way we must go up, and into what cities we shall come. And the saying pleased me well, and I took 12 men of you, one of a tribe. And they turned and went up into the mountain, and came unto the valley of Eshcol, and searched it out. And they took of the fruit of the land in their hands, and brought it down unto us, and brought us word again, and said, It is a good land which Yahweh our Elohim doth give us. Notwithstanding ye would not go up, but rebelled against the commandment of Yahweh your Elohim, and murmured in your tents, and said, Because Yahweh hated us, he hath brought us forth out of the land of Egypt to deliver us into the hand of the Amorites to destroy us. Whither shall we go up? Our brethren have discouraged our hearts, saying, The people is greater and taller than we. The cities are great and walled up to heaven, and moreover we have seen the sons of the Anakims there. Then I said to you, dread not, neither be afraid of them. Yahweh your Elohim, which goeth before you, he shall fight for you, according to all that he did for you in Egypt before your eyes. And in the wilderness where thou hast seen how that Yahweh thy Elohim bare thee, as a man doth bear his son in all the way that ye went, until ye came into this place. Yet in this thing ye did not believe Yahweh your Elohim, who went in the way before you to search you out a place to pitch your tents in fire by night, to show you by what way ye should go, in a cloud by day. And Yahweh heard the voice of your words, and was wroth, and sware, saying, Surely there shall not one of these men of this evil generation see that good land which I swear to give unto your fathers, save Caleb the son of Jephunneh, he shall see it, and to him will I give the land that he hath trodden upon, and to his children, because he hath wholly followed Yahweh. Also Yahweh was angry with me for your sake, saying, Thou also shalt not go in thither. But Joshua the son of Nun, which standeth before thee, he shall go in thither. Encourage him, for he shall cause Israel to inherit it. Moreover, your little ones, which ye said should be a prey, and your children, which in that day had no knowledge between good and evil, they shall go in thither, and unto them will I give it, and they shall possess it. But as for you, turn you and take your journey into the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea. Then he answered and said to me, We have sinned against Yahweh. We will go up and fight according to all that Yahweh our Elohim commanded us. When ye had girded on every man his weapons of war, ye were ready to go up into the hill. And Yahweh said unto me, Say unto them, Go not up, neither fight, for I am not among you, lest ye be smitten before your enemies. So I spake unto you, and ye would not hear, but rebelled against the commandment of Yahweh, and went up presumptuously up into the hill. And the Amorites which dwelt in that mountain came out against you, and chased you as bees do, and destroyed you in Seir, even unto Hormah. And ye returned and wept before Yahweh, but Yahweh would not hearken to your voice, nor give ear unto you. So ye abode in Kadesh many days, according unto the days that ye abode there. Deuteronomy 2. Then we turned and took our journey into the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea, as Yahweh spake unto me. And we compassed Mount Seir many days. And Yahweh spake unto me, saying, Ye have compassed this mountain long enough, turn you northward. And command thou the people, saying, Ye are to pass through the coast of your brethren, the children of Esau, which dwell in Seir, and they shall be afraid of you. Take ye good heed unto yourselves therefore. Meddle not with them, for I will not give you of their land, no, not so much as a foot breadth. Because I have given Mount Seir unto Esau for a possession. Ye shall buy meat of them for money, that ye may eat, and ye shall also buy water of them for money, that ye may drink. For Yahweh thy Elohim hath blessed thee in all the works of thy hand. He knoweth thy walking through this great wilderness. These 40 years Yahweh thy Elohim hath been with thee. Thou hast lacked nothing. And when we passed by from our brethren, the children of Esau, which dwelt in Seir through the way of the plain of Elath, and from Ezon-Geber, we turned and passed by the way of the wilderness of Moab. And Yahweh said unto me, Distress not the Moabites, neither contend with them in battle, for I will not give thee of their land for a possession, because I have given Ar unto the children of Lot for possession. And Emims dwelt therein in times past, a people great and many and tall as the Anakims, which also were accounted giants as the Anakims, but the Moabites called them Emims. And the Horims also dwelt in Seir before time, but the children of Esau succeeded them when they had destroyed them from before them, and dwelt in their stead, as Israel did unto the land of his possession, which Yahweh gave unto them. Now rise up, said I, and get you over the brook Zered. And we went over the brook Zered. And the space in which we came from Kadesh Barnea until we were come over the brook Zered was 38 years, until all the generations of the men of war were wasted out among the host, as Yahweh sware unto them. For indeed the hand of Yahweh was against them, to destroy them from among the host, until they were consumed. So it came to pass, when all the men of war were consumed and dead from among the people, that Yahweh spake unto me, saying, Thou art to pass over through Ar, the coast of Moab, this day. And when thou comest nigh over against the children of Ammon, distress them not, nor meddle with them, for I will not give thee of the land. of the children of Ammon any possession, because I have given it unto the children of Lot for possession. That also was accounted a land of giants. Giants dwelt there in an old time, and the Ammonites call them Zamzummins. A people great and many and tall as the Anakims, but Yahweh destroyed them before them, and they succeeded them and dwelt in their stead. As he did to the children of Esau, which dwelt in Seir, when he destroyed the Horims from before them, and they succeeded them and dwelt in their stead even unto this day. And the Avims, which dwelt in Hazarim, even unto Azah, the Caphtorims, which came forth out of Caphtor, destroyed them and dwelt in their stead. Rise ye up, take your journey, and pass over the river Arnon. Behold, I have given into thine hand Sihon the Amorite, king of Heshbon, and his land, to possess it, and contend with him in battle. This day I will begin to put the dread of thee and the fear of thee upon the nations that are under the whole heaven, who shall hear report of thee, and shall tremble, and be in anguish because of thee. And I sent messengers out of the wilderness of Kedemoth unto Sihon king of Heshbon with words of peace, saying, Let me pass through thy land, I will go along the highway. I will neither turn unto the right hand or to left. Thou shalt sell me meat for money that I may eat, and give me water for money that I may drink. Only I will pass through on my feet. As the children of Esau which dwell in Seir, and the Moabites which dwell in Ar, did unto me, until I shall pass over Jordan into the land which Yahweh our Elohim giveth us. But Sihon king of Heshbon would not let us pass by him, for Yahweh thy Elohim hardened his spirit, and made his heart obstinate, that he might deliver him into thy hand, as appeareth this day. And Yahweh said unto me, Behold, I have begun to give Sihon and his land before thee. Begin to possess, that thou mayest inherit his land. Then Sihon came out against us, he and all his people, to fight at Jahaz. And Yahweh our Elohim delivered him before us, and we smote him and his sons and all his people. And we took all his cities at that time, and utterly destroyed the men and the women and the little ones of every city. We left none to remain. Only the cattle we took for a prey unto ourselves, and the spoil of the cities which we took. From Aror, which is by the brink of the river of Arnon, and from the city that is by the river, even unto Gilead, there was not one city too strong for us. Yahweh our Elohim delivered all unto us. Only unto the land of the children of Ammon thou camest not, nor unto any place of the river Jabbok, nor unto the cities in the mountains, nor unto whatsoever Yahweh our Elohim forbade us. Deuteronomy 3. Then we turned and went up the way to Bashan, and Og the king of Bashan came out against us, he and all his people, to battle at Edrei. And Yahweh said unto me, Fear him not, for I will deliver him and all his people and his land into thy hand, and thou shalt do unto him as thou didst unto Sihon king of the Amorites, which dwelt at Heshbon. So Yahweh our Elohim delivered into our hands Og also the king of Bashan and all his people, and we smote him until none was left to him remaining. And we took all his cities at that time. There was not a city which we took not from them, 80 cities, all the region of Argob, kingdom of Og in Bashan. All these cities were fenced with high walls, gates, and bars, beside walled towns, a great many. And we utterly destroyed them, as we did unto the Sihon king of Heshbon, utterly destroying the men, women, children of every city. But all the cattle and the spoil of the cities we took for a prey unto ourselves. And we took at that time out of the hand of the 2 kings of the Amorites the land that was on this side Jordan, from the river of Arnon unto Mount Hermon, which Hermon the Sidonians called Sirion, and the Amorites called Shenir. All the cities of the plain, and all Gilead, and all Bashan, unto Salcah and Edrei, cities of the kingdom of Og and Bashan. For only Og king of Bashan remained of the remnant of giants. Behold, his bedstead was a bedstead of iron, and it is not in Rabbath of the children of Ammon. 9 cubits was the length thereof, and 4 cubits the breadth of it, after the cubit of a man. And this land which we possessed at that time, from Aror, which is by the river Arnon, and half Mount Gilead, and the cities thereof, gave I unto the Reubenites and to the Gadites. And the rest of Gilead and all Bashan, being the kingdom of Og, gave I unto the half tribe of Manasseh all the region of Argob with Bashan, which was called the land of giants. Jair the son of Manasseh took all the country of Argob unto the coast of Geshuri and Maktathi, and called them after his own name, Bashan Havoth Jair, unto this day. And I gave Gilead unto Machir, and unto the Reubenites, and unto the Gadites I gave from Gilead, even unto the river Arnon half the valley, and the border even unto the river Jabbok, which is the border of the children of Ammon. The plain also, and Jordan, and the coast thereof, from Chinnereth even unto the sea of the plain, even the salt sea under Ashdoth Pisgah, eastward. And I commanded you at this time, saying, Yahweh your Elohim hath given you this land to possess it. Ye shall pass over armed before your brethren, the children of Israel, all that are meet for the war. But your wives and your little ones, and your cattle, for I know that ye have much cattle, shall abide in your cities which I have given you, until Yahweh have given you rest unto your brethren, as well as unto you, and until they also possess the land which Yahweh your Elohim hath given them beyond Jordan. And then shall ye return every man unto his possession which I have given you. And I commanded Joshua at that time, saying, Thine eyes have seen all that Yahweh your Elohim hath done unto these two kings, so shall Yahweh do unto all the kingdoms whither thou passest. Ye shall not fear them, for Yahweh your Elohim he shall fight for you. And I besought Yahweh at the time, saying, O Lord Elohim, thou hast begun to show thy servant greatness in thy mighty hand. For what Elohim is there in heaven or in earth that can do according to thy works and according to thy might? I pray thee, let me go over and see the good land which that is beyond Jordan, that goodly mountain and Lebanon. But Yahweh was wroth with me for your sakes, and would not hear me. And Yahweh said unto me, Let it suffice thee, speak no more unto me of this matter. Get thee up into the top of Pisgah, lift up thine eyes westward and northward and southward and eastward, and behold it with thine eyes, for thou shalt not go over this Jordan. But charge Joshua, and encourage him, and strengthen him, for he shall go over before this people, and he shall cause them to inherit the land which thou shalt see. So he abode in the valley over against Beth Peor. Deuteronomy 4. Now therefore hearken, O Israel, unto the statutes and unto the judgments which I teach you, for to do them, that ye may live, and go in and possess the land which Yahweh Elohim of your fathers giveth you. Ye shall not add unto the word which I command you, neither shall ye diminish aught from it, that ye may keep the commandments of Yahweh your Elohim which I command you. This is kind of cool. It's kind of very reminiscent of Revelations, right? Actually, it's reminiscent of a few different verses, but the one that sticks out to me is the one in Revelations where it says, you shall not add or subtract to the book, the Bible, essentially. Do not add or subtract to it. That's interesting. Your eyes have seen what Yahweh did because of Baal Peor, for all the men that followed Baal Peor, Yahweh thy Elohim hath destroyed them from among you. But ye that did cleave unto Yahweh your Elohim are alive every one of you this day. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as Yahweh my Elohim commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations which shall hear all these statutes, and say, Surely this great nation is wise and understanding people. For what nation is there so great, who hath Elohim so nigh unto them, as Yahweh our Elohim is in all things that we call upon him for? And what nation is there so great that hath statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law, which I set before you this day? Only take heed to thyself, and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget all the things which thine eyes have seen, and lest they depart from the heart all the days of thy life. But teach them thy sons, and thy sons' sons, especially the day that thou stoodest before Yahweh thy Elohim in Horeb, when Yahweh said unto me, Gather me the people together, and I will make them hear my words, that they may learn to fear me all the days that they shall live upon the earth, and that they may teach their children. And you came near and stood under the mountain, and the mountain was burned with fire unto the midst of heaven, with darkness, clouds, and thick darkness. And Yahweh spake unto you out of the midst of the fire. Ye heard the voice of the words, but saw no similitude, only ye heard a voice. And he declared unto you his covenant, which he commanded you to perform, even 10 commandments. And he wrote them upon 2 tables of stone. And Yahweh commanded me at that time to teach you statutes and judgments, that ye might do them in the land whither ye go over to possess it. Take ye therefore good heed unto yourselves, for ye saw no manner of similitude on the day that Yahweh spake unto you in Horeb out of the midst of the fire, lest ye corrupt yourselves and make you a graven image, the similitude of any figure, the likeness of male or female, the likeness of any beast that is on the earth, the likeness of any winged fowl that flieth in the air, the likeness of anything that creepeth on the ground, the likeness of any fish that is in the waters beneath the earth. Unless thou lift up thine eyes unto heaven, and when thou seest the sun, and the moon, and the stars, even all the host of heaven, shouldst be driven to worship them, and serve them, which Yahweh thy Elohim hath divided unto all nations under the whole heaven. But Yahweh hath taken you, and brought you forth out of the iron furnace, even out of Egypt, to be unto him a people of inheritance, as ye are this day. Furthermore, Yahweh was angry with me for your sakes, and sware that I should not go over Jordan, and that I should not go into that good land, which Yahweh thy Elohim giveth thee for inheritance. But I must die in this land. I must not go over Jordan, but ye shall go over and possess that good land. Take heed unto yourselves, lest ye forget the covenant of Yahweh your Elohim, which he made with you, and make you a graven image, or the likeness of anything which Yahweh thy Elohim hath forbidden thee. For Yahweh thy Elohim is a consuming fire, even a jealous Elohim. When thou shalt beget children and children's children, ye shall have remained long in the land, and shall corrupt yourselves and make a graven image or the likeness of anything, and shall do evil in the sight of Yahweh thy Elohim, to provoke him to anger. I call heaven and earth to witness against you this day, that ye shall soon utterly perish from off the land whereunto ye go over Jordan to possess it. Ye shall not prolong your days upon it, but shall utterly be destroyed. And Yahweh shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, whither Yahweh shall lead you. And there ye shall serve gods, the work of men's hands, wood and stone, which neither see, nor hear, nor eat, nor smell. But if from thence thou shalt seek Yahweh thy Elohim, thou shalt find him, if thou seek him with all thy heart and with all thy soul. It's a great verse right here. It's one of those, Old Testament. You can't really apply everything in the Old Testament, but I think this is one of those rare occasions where you can apply an Old Testament verse to our current dispensation, the church age that we're living in now. It's a great verse. But if from thence thou shalt seek Yahweh, the Lord Yahweh, thy God, thy Elohim, thou shalt find him if thou seek him with all thy heart and with all thy soul. That's the key part right there. Seek him with all thy heart and all thy soul. It's a great verse, Deuteronomy 4:29. Deuteronomy 4:30. When thou art in tribulation, and all these things are come upon thee, even the latter days, if thou turn to Yahweh thy Elohim, and shalt be obedient unto his voice, for Yahweh thy Elohim is a merciful Elohim. He will not forsake thee, neither destroy thee, nor forget the covenant of thy fathers, which he sware unto them. For ask now of the days that are past, which were before thee, since the day that God, or Elohim, created man upon the earth, and ask from the one side of heaven unto the other, whether there hath any such thing as this great thing is, or hath been heard like it. Did ever people hear the voice of Elohim speaking out of the midst of fire, as thou hast heard and live? Or hath Elohim essayed to go and take him and nations from the midst of another nation, by temptations, by signs, and by wonders, and by war, and by mighty hand, and by stretched out arm, and by great terrors, according to all that Yahweh your Elohim did for you in Egypt before your eyes? Unto thee it was shewed that thou mightest know that Yahweh, he is Elohim. There is none else beside him. Out of heaven he made thee to hear his voice, that he might instruct thee, and upon earth he showed thee his great fire, and thou heardest his words out of the midst of fire. And because he loved thy fathers, therefore he chose their seed after them, and brought thee out in his sight with his mighty power out of Egypt, to drive out nations from before thee, greater and mightier than thou art, to bring thee in, to give thee their land for an inheritance, as it is this day. Know therefore this day, and consider it thine heart, that Yahweh, he is Elohim in heaven above, and upon the earth beneath. There is none else. Thou shalt keep therefore his statutes and his commandments, which I command thee this day, that it may go well with thee, and with thy children after thee, and that thou mayest prolong thy days upon the earth, which Yahweh thy Elohim giveth thee forever. Then Moses severed 3 cities on this side Jordan toward the sun rising, that the slayer might flee thither, which should not kill his neighbor unawares, and hated him not in times past, and that fleeing unto one of these cities he might live. Namely, Bezer in the wilderness, in the plain country of the Reubenites, and Ramoth and Gilead of the Gadites, and Golan in Bashan of the Manassites. And this is law which Yahweh set before the children of Israel. These are the testimonies and the statutes and the judgments which Moses spake unto the children of Israel after they came forth out of Egypt, on this side Jordan, in the valley over against Beth Peor, and the land of Sihon, king of the Amorites, who dwelt at Heshbon, whom Moses and the children of Israel smote after they were come forth out of Egypt. And they possessed his land and the land of Og, king of Bashan, 2 kings of the Amorites, which were on this side Jordan toward the sun rising, from Aror, which is by the bank of the river Arnon, even to Mount Sion, which is Hermon, and all the plain on this side Jordan eastward, even unto the sea of the plain under the springs of Pisgah. Deuteronomy 5. And Moses called all Israel, and said unto them, Hear, O Israel, the statutes and judgments which I speak in your ears this day, that ye may learn them, and keep and do them. Yahweh our Elohim made a covenant with us in Horeb. Yahweh made not this covenant with our fathers, but with us, even us who are all here alive this day. Yahweh talked with you face to face in the mount out of the midst of the fire. I stood between Yahweh and you at that time to show you the word of Yahweh, for ye were afraid by reason of the fire, and went not up into the mount, saying, I am Yahweh thy Elohim, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage. Thou shalt have none other gods before me. Thou shalt not make thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the waters beneath the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself unto them, nor serve them. For I, Yahweh thy Elohim, am a jealous Elohim, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the 3rd and 4th generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. And thou shalt not take the name of Yahweh in vain, Yahweh Elohim in vain, for Yahweh will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Keep the Sabbath day to sanctify it, as Yahweh thy Elohim hath commanded thee. 6 days thou shalt labor and do all thy work, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of Yahweh thy Elohim. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thine ox, nor thine ass, nor any of thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates, that thy manservant and thy maidservant may rest as well as thou. Remember that thou wast a servant in the land of Egypt, and that Yahweh thy Elohim brought thee out thence through a mighty hand and by a stretched out arm. Therefore Yahweh thy Elohim commanded thee to keep the Sabbath day. Honor thy father and thy mother, as Yahweh thy Elohim hath commanded thee, that thy days may be prolonged, and that it may go well with thee in the land which Yahweh thy Elohim giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill, neither shalt thou commit adultery, neither shalt thou steal, neither shalt thou bear false witness against thy neighbor. Neither shalt thou desire thy neighbor's wife, neither shalt thou covet thy neighbor's house, or his field, or his manservant, or his maidservant, his ox, or his ass, or anything that is thy neighbor's. These words Yahweh spake unto all your assembly in the mount out of the midst of the fire, of the cloud, and the thick darkness with a great voice. And he added no more. And he wrote them in 2 tables of stone, and delivered them unto me. And it came to pass, when ye heard the voice out of the midst of the darkness, for the mountain did burn with fire, that ye came near unto me, even all the heads of your tribes, and all your elders. And he said, Behold, Yahweh, our Elohim, hath showed us his glory and his greatness, and we have heard his voice out of the midst of the fire. We have seen this day that Elohim doth talk with man, and he liveth. Now therefore, why should we die? For this great fire will consume us, if we hear the voice of Yahweh our Elohim any more, then we shall die. For who is there of all flesh that hath heard the voice of the living Elohim, speaking out of the midst of the fire, as we have and lived? Go thou near and hear all that Yahweh our Elohim shall say, and speak thou unto all us that Yahweh our Elohim shall speak unto thee, and we will hear it and do it. And Yahweh heard the voice of your words, when ye spake unto me, and Yahweh said unto me, I have heard the voice of the words of this people, which they have spoken unto thee. They have well said that all that they have spoken. O that there were such a heart in them, that they would fear me, and keep all my commandments always, that it might be well with them, and with their children forever. Go say to them, Get you into your tents again, but as for me, stand here by me, and I will speak unto thee all the commandments, and the statutes, and the judgments, which thou shalt teach them, that they may do them in the land which I give them to possess it. Ye shall observe and do therefore as Yahweh your Elohim hath commanded you. Ye shall not turn aside to go to the right hand or to the left. Ye shall walk in all the ways which Yahweh your Elohim hath commanded you, that ye may live, and that it may be well with you, and that ye may prolong your days in the land which ye shall possess. Deuteronomy 6. Now these are the commandments, the statutes, and the judgments which Yahweh your Elohim commanded to teach you, that ye might do them in the land whither ye go to possess it, that thou mightest fear Yahweh thy Elohim, to keep all his statutes and his commandments, which I command thee, thou and thy son's son, all the days of thy life, and that thy days may be prolonged. Hear therefore, O Israel, and observe to do it, that it may be well with thee, and that ye may increase mightily, as Yahweh Elohim of thy fathers hath promised thee, in the land that floweth with milk and honey. Hear, O Israel, Yahweh, our Elohim, is one Yahweh. And thou shalt love Yahweh thy Elohim with all thine heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. Here's another great verse that's it's also in the New Testament. This is when the Pharisees and the Sadducees were tempting Jesus, they were asking him what's the greatest commandment. And this right here is the first and greatest commandment that Christ says. Love the Lord thy God with all thine heart, with all thy soul, with all thy might. And then what's the second part? And then he also adds on this. Christ Jesus adds on, and love your neighbors as thyself. Right after this. So this is the first and the greatest commandment. And it's in Deuteronomy 6:5. So amen to that, right? All these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes. And thou shalt write them upon the posts of thy house and on thy gates. And it shall be, when Yahweh thy Elohim shall have brought thee into the land which he sware unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give thee great and goodly cities, which thou buildest not, and the houses full of all good things which thou fillest not, and wells digged which thou diggest not, vineyards and olive trees which thou plantedst not, when thou shalt have eaten and be full. Then beware lest thou forget Yahweh, which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage. Thou shalt fear Yahweh thy Elohim, and serve him, and shalt swear by his name. Ye shall not go after other gods, of the gods of the people which are round about you. For Yahweh, thy Elohim, is a jealous God among you, lest the anger of Yahweh, thy Elohim, be kindled against thee, and destroy thee from off the face of the earth. You shall not tempt Yahweh, your Elohim, as you tempted him in Massah. You shall diligently keep the commandments of Yahweh, your Elohim, and his testimonies, and his statutes, which he hath commanded thee. And thou shalt do that which is right and good in the sight of Yahweh, that it may be well with thee, and that thou mayest go and possess the good land which Yahweh sware unto thy fathers, to cast out all thine enemies from before thee, as Yahweh hath spoken. And when thy son asketh thee in the time to come, saying, What mean these testimonies, and the statutes, and the judgments which Yahweh our Elohim hath commanded you? Then thou shalt say unto thy son, We were Pharaoh's bondmen in Egypt, and Yahweh brought us out of Egypt with a mighty hand, and Yahweh showed signs and wonders great and sore upon Egypt, upon Pharaoh, upon all his household before our eyes. And he brought us out from thence, that we might bring us in, to give us the land which he sware unto our fathers. And Yahweh commanded us to do all these statutes, to fear Yahweh our Elohim, for our good always, that he might preserve us alive, as it is this day. And it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before Yahweh our Elohim, as he hath commanded us. And this is one of the biggest differences between the Old Testament and the New Testament. The law versus grace, right here. Right here. This is the law. It's where we can basically save ourselves. Have our own righteousness, but Christ died for us. That's his righteousness. Grace through faith. That's what we have today. And what we've read so far in the previous books of the Bible, with all the sacrifice and all the rules and all the meticulous details of every sacrifice, and the cost, not only to how much it would cost to butcher all the different animals. It would cost you physically and mentally, having to slit the animal's throat yourself, and to watch the blood come out, and to provide animals every time you sinned. Every time you sinned, you had to make a sacrifice. The law was a curse, the Bible says, and we are now free from the law. We are under grace. So amen to that. Amen to that. Okay, so that's actually going to be it for today, guys. Pick this up more tomorrow, if God permits. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a great evening, morning, noon, wherever you're at. And as always, TTFN, ta-ta for now. Take care, God bless. Remember to put God first in everything you do. Have faith in him, have trust in him, and wait upon him. And you'll never be sorry. I'll see you tomorrow with more Deuteronomy. Thanks again, and take care.